It's James Steinhubel with TVU News here in St. Albert, and we've got Guy Hebert on the line here from BERMONT Realty. How you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, very well. And how's it going for you guys?
It's going well, thank you. We've been busy in the real estate market.
Okay, good. And what are you finding is the reason for your beyond an uptick? I think it's a pretty well heat up of the market.
Yes, you're right. It is an uptake. There's still a pent up demand from the lack of activity due to the beginning of the COVID confinement period, effective March 15, 16. Mm-hmm. For the first couple of months there during the COVID confinement period, everything slowed down completely, and then slowly started up again at the beginning of June, and since September it's been fairly busy.
Now, on all fronts, from starter to large 4-bedroom family homes to estate homes, and then back down to retirement condos, is the whole market active?
It is market, but the key, as you mentioned, is the people buying their first home, be it a condominium or a townhouse or a home. Mm-hmm. As long as the buyer is buying the first home, those people selling are moving up the line, as you mentioned. Good.
And how are you finding your the pre-qualifications or the qualifications? Is the whole system working? Are the mortgage brokers moving smoothly? Are the lawyers moving smoothly? Everything working?
Everything is working. The only other thing that's changed, and it makes it more of a challenge for the first-time home buyer, is the qualification for the first mortgage, or for any mortgage in that case. But for people buying their first home, the lenders and the insurance companies are being very, how can I say it? They're checking every line in the application, dotting the I's and crossing the T's to make sure that the buyer, number one, does have the down payment, and number two, that they do qualify for the monthly payments for the amount of money and amount of mortgage that they want to borrow. So the applications that are being approved are very well qualified.
Excellent. And so are you guys more listing or more selling, or it's pretty well 50-50?
It's pretty well 50-50. We enjoy listings, of course, but we also enjoy working with buyers. And the buyers have a good selection. Depending on the price range that you're looking in, the first-time home buyer might have less selection today, but the people selling and moving up have more of a selection. So
it's good. How have you found the the other in the real estate business, but the business community overall in St. Albert? What's the overall mood?
The overall mood is caution and concern and a lot of uncertainty because of the confinement for COVID-19. Mm-hmm. Some businesses rely on a lot of public walk-in, for example, like restaurants or exercise clubs where they've been exercise and fitness studios where they've been reduced. Mm-hmm. They're having it's a huge challenge for them.
Understand. Now, what about your listing, of course, live in the community, but your buyers, is it mostly young people or first-time buyers that already live in St. Albert, or is there still people moving to town?
There are still a lot of people moving back into St. Albert, especially first-time home buyers who may have been renting in Edmonton or other areas and want to come back to the community where they were raised and lived. Nice. Their extended families are here or close by here, and they want to move back to the community. So it's a combination. There are those that live in St. Albert want to continue to live and buy and live in St. Albert, and those that are renting outside of St. Albert want to come back to St. Albert.
That's nice. What about all the government programs, like lease share and work share and all that kind of stuff? Did you guys participate in any of that?
We were able to participate somewhat in the commercial rent subsidy program that the government introduced back in April. Nice. For the commercial tenants, assisting tenants in completing their applications. And currently the program has changed so that it's a tenant application rather than a landlord application for subsidy. So the tenants can go online and complete their applications for subsidies.
And you're making that available. You're making that available to your commercial tenants?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, the federal government is making it available to them. If they need assistance, we'll certainly provide it to them.
That's what I mean, that you're cooperating. And what about your community engagement? You guys still, sponsoring sports and community events and cultural events?
We're still sponsoring the community events that we were sponsoring, although somewhat on a decreased measure a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
But we're still contributing.
Good. And any we're coming up to the holiday season. Any charity or any good work you want to give a shout out to that you guys support?
Well, we certainly want to encourage people to support the St. Albert Food Bank, who is experiencing a huge draw on their systems and supplies at this point.
That's excellent. We've had Guy Hebert with us from BERMONT Realty with me, James Steinhubel, on TVU St. Albert News. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, James.
It's James Steinhubel on TVU St. Albert News. I got Mike Howes with us with SPARKLEAN Restoration. How you doing, Mike?
Real good, thanks. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. How's it going for you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good. We've been real busy this fall, so we're very lucky.
Good. And you're in a very interesting business, and so it's kind of tough to talk about ideal clients and attracting and specials and stuff, because it's kind of a business that you hope you never need, but we need it every day. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, well, I tell people if you have to call me, you've usually had a bad day already. So it's not something that we want to brag too much about, I guess. But we do the full fire flood restoration, basically anything that you may call your insurance company about, vehicle impacts, break and enters, those sorts of things. And so we're just prepared to respond quickly to the emergency, and then the full service portion of it sees it through to the end of the completion of the job, putting it back together.
That's fantastic. Now, when you said you guys have been busy, is it abnormally busy?
Well, yeah, it's a little more abnormally busy than normal. We're up quite a bit from last year at this same time. We can't really put our finger on it. Certainly nothing to do with our environment now, or the whole COVID situation or anything like that. Nothing to do with that. Just seems to be a weird year, I guess. It's just lots of things happening.
More than just pandemics. There's fires and floods. So tell us.
Yeah, maybe everybody staying at home is causing problems. I don't know.
Because like you said, you guys are busy. You're well known. What sets you apart, Mike?
Well, I think probably the fact that in St. Albert, at least, that we're local and one of the only restoration companies in the city. But the full service, we several years ago bought into the technology of ultrasonics and a Sporta machine, so we can clean soft contents, hard contents, things that we would never have cleaned before. We've also invested into dry heat drying, so we don't have to tear certain things apart. So those technologies, I think, kind of set us apart for sure. It's not everybody that does it. In fact, very few do. And our guys enjoy that. It makes it a little more of a high-tech type of a job. So
that's fantastic. And so the during COVID, even though you're busy, did you guys participate in any of the programs, the Lease Advantage or the Work Share or anything like that?
No, we haven't needed to do anything, unfortunately, and certainly wouldn't be able to, I guess, sleep at night knowing that you did something you didn't need. So we haven't taken advantage of anything. We just been going along business as usual for the most part, at least till now.
Now, you guys are, one of the businesses that's, sort of just churning along and moving along. What's amongst the business community, though, what's the mood?
Well, it's pretty somber. I know a lot of people that are hanging on by a thread, and several more that have already had to throw in the towel. So it's not very good.
Yeah.
Just this week, we found out 3 more people that we know that have just lost their jobs, not their businesses, fortunately. It's just as devastating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not too good.
Okay. So now, but you guys are strong, and how about your community engagement? Have you kept up your involvement with, like, say, local sports, cultural events, anything like that?
Well, we tried. Yeah, I was on a couple of curling nights before we got shut down, and we play some pool at the Eagles Club on a regular basis. But no, none of that is allowed anymore. So, unfortunately, I guess we're all just kind of housebound for a little while.
And what at the Eagles Club? What kind of good work you guys up to over there? You got anything happening for the Christmas holiday season? You supporting anything?
Well, we certainly have supported a lot of things. We just gave away a bunch of money here about a month ago at our membership appreciation, but we're very curtailed as well at the club and hurting because we normally are booked every Friday, Saturday. Our hall is booked, which we can't rent out right now, and the lounge is very, very slow. So our efforts to raise money through those mediums affects what we'll be able to donate to charities here come in the new year. So that has us worried and upset. It's the charities, the other charities that we help, and our motto being people helping people. That's what we're trying to do. And if we're not able to give to the causes like SAFE that we gave, I think $7,000 or $8,000 this year to, and several of the different ones, they're the ones that are going to really hurt here next year. So
yeah. Are you guys thinking of pivoting at all? Are you going to do any Zoom events or anything?
It's kind of difficult. Again, the revenue really comes from us renting out our hall and using the catering and the libations, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes it really difficult to do anything. Certainly, I mean, they had been up until again a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, working bingos, and that's another way we raise monies and charities. And we have a couple of Christmas basket cheers going on down at the club that people can buy tickets on and help support those causes. And again, those are all things that we end up donating at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, so if people are out and about, they want to stop by and put a ticket in the basket. The club's open. They can come by.
The club is open, just under the new regular protocols. So you need to wear a mask and keep your distance. Yeah.
I am so appreciative and grateful that I reached you on the phone today. We've had Mr. Mike Howes, SPARKLEAN restoration owner, and also heavily involved with the Eagles Club here in St. Albert. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's James Steinhubel on TVU St. Albert News, and we have Adrian Theroux-Nielsen from OASIS Fish and Reptile. How are you doing, Adrian?
Great, thanks.
Excellent. How's business for you guys?
Sorry, you cut out there again.
How's business for you?
Well, not too bad. Our store has been closed to public traffic since March, so we're doing over-the-phone orders for pickup. And we were doing appointment visits for a little while there, but just recently with the current COVID numbers, we had to suspend that. So we're doing okay. Sales are down, of course, but yeah, we're doing okay.
How have you found the local shoppers? Has everyone been coming in and supporting you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a very loyal and fantastic customer base, super supportive during these last few months.
Did you have to pivot at all, Adrian? Did you add new products and services? Did you merge with another company to stay viable?
No, actually, the only thing that we are relying on more is communications through email or Facebook Messenger. So for customers that can't come into the store but still want to see the products, we're able to take pictures of them and, send them to the customer that way. And we're able to communicate that way as well. So we can keep our phone line free for customers phoning in and placing orders.
That's awesome. So how long did it take you to get good at Facebook?
You know what? We did have a Facebook profile pre-COVID, so I knew the basics of it. But yeah, we had to kind of learn quickly on the fly there. But it was probably a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
That's good. Otherwise, you probably never would have learned, the subtleties of it. That's good.
That's great. Yeah.
Now, what about like all the levels of government representation, MPs, MLAs, city councilors, Chamber of Commerce, economic development? Are you feeling that you're getting served, that they're helping out?
Yes, I am getting regular updates from the Chamber. So they're reaching out to us via email fairly regularly. So yeah, I think so.
Awesome. And how about yourselves? Are you still engaged? Are you supporting local virtual community events and nonprofits and charities?
Well, at this point, we're not doing much for charities.
Mm-hmm.
but we are, still trying to be present in the community. And I am talking to like a lot of parents, for example, that are looking at getting new pets for their kids in the last 8 months, something like that. And we're spending a lot of time educating and making sure that people understand the responsibilities that come with getting these new pets, so that they can completely be successful in bringing them up, right? Our first concern when COVID started happening, pet sales, just generally speaking, increased substantially because everybody's at home and they need companionship and so forth. But our concern is what happens a year from now, 2 years from now. Like some of these animals live 20, 25 years. So you have to really think hard before you make that decision to get these pets, right? So yeah, that's something that.
Yeah, no, that's totally wise, So now in the store, you guys are what's happening? You got Christmas here. You're doing what's exciting? What are people buying?
Well, for us, business doesn't change too much season to season. It's a fairly steady industry that we're in here. There are always new products coming in, so when we get those, then I'll take pictures of them and post them on our Facebook, so people can see them. So our store doesn't change a lot season to season.
And the all the homeschool kids and stuff and everything going on. Are you getting lots of interest in animals and like from an education point of view? I was just curious, being that
Yeah, I have talked to a couple different families on that level where they've set up all natural environments called bioactive environments in their homes so that the kids can completely understand how ecosystems work. And in the store here, we sell all the supplies, of course, to do something like that. So there's little cleanup crew, bugs that eat all the feces and bacteria that end up on the bottom of the system, and all the substrate and leaf litter and all that kind of stuff that you need. So yeah, there is a decent amount of families that are using animals as a learning tool for homeschooling.
How do people find you? Where are you online, and where's your store?
Yeah, so Facebook is our best kind of avenue to get a hold of us, and also you'll be able to see lots of pictures of the animals that we have on hand at that time, and you can send us quick messages. So I would just look for our Facebook page, OASIS Fish and Reptile.
Adrian Theroux-Nielsen from OASIS Fish and Reptile, right in St. Albert, with me, James Steinhubel, on TVU St. Albert News. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for calling.